why
At the root of us all, we all have a conscience. You know you shouldn't be a homosexual.
No, I mean, like,
you know you shouldn't be a feminist. At the heart of us all, we have a conscience. And we know right from wrong. And you choose wrong instead of the right. You choose the sin instead of the love.
Aren't most serial killers cisgender, white, heterosexual men? Just saying.
Well, I don't know if I would classify by race. I don't know if you, I haven't studied the race aspect of it.
There's a history of white rape and oppression. What are you talking about?
There's a history of black rape and oppression.
I'm talking about...
There's still slavery in Africa today. Talk about the white people who enslaved people. There is slavery in Africa to this day.
There's slavery in America, okay? It's still an international problem.
It's not a race thing. It's a human thing.
Oh my God, you're one of those people.
Okay.
Yeah, you had Irish people who were enslaved by the English. You had Greeks who were enslaved by the Romans. I come from the Greeks and the Irish. My ancestors were slaves too, but I don't demand confirmative action from Rome.
Yeah, slavery as an institution historically, not counting America and the colonialism, wasn't really about race. It was about capturing people in war and then having them as slaves.
Yeah, sure. Education.
But
slavery was an alternative to genocide. So if they won the war, they killed the men and enslaved the women.
In America was very, very, very much about race.
It was based on skin.
Colonial,
listen, do you know why? Do you know why the slave traders would get their slaves from Africa?
Why?
Because the Africans had slave markets.
I mean,
that's why. Because the African tribes were enslaving other tribes they would war with.
I mean, they were...
It's not a race thing. It's a sin thing.
Wait, before that, it's not like they didn't have slaves.
So the white Europeans would buy slaves from the African slave markets. Africa has slavery to this day.
It's not like they didn't have slaves.
A lot of countries do.
From Africa.
You're not going to hear this from Obama, but I'll tell you real history.
Wait, have you read how you're supposed to
but I'll tell you what.
Supposed to treat slaves?
If you're living in sin, you're a slave of sin.
I remember
you're as a homosexual, you're a slave to your genitals.
If there's one
if you're a pot smoker, you're a slave to the bong.
That's what it says. That's what's in the
If you're a drunkard, you're a slave to the bottle.
And I think it was specifically talking about
But you know the heart of God, the will of God is to set the captives free. That's the heart of God. He wants to set the captives free. I used to be addicted to almost every drug known to man. But when I met Jesus Christ, He set me free. Jesus made me new.
7 years. It's after the 7 years on the...
So any of you who have sin in your life today,
it's a very different...
You're slaves. Jesus said, he that sins is a slave of sin.